I would probably sell this house.
Oh my God.
And I'd sell the other houses that I'm building, and then I would do the same thing there. And just, you know, do buildings and apartments and stuff like that.
I don't think any of this is thoroughly thought out. This is like an impulse purchase, but an impulse move. And that's never good. What's happening?
It started with one clip. Just a few seconds of Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick joking around during a new Kardashians episode. Nothing wild, just banter, familiar laughter. The same teasing energy that's defined their friendship for years. But this time, something about it hit differently. Within hours of the episode airing, TikTok lit up. Fans began reposting the clip with captions like, "Are we the only ones seeing this chemistry? This feels more romantic than platonic. No way Kourtney's okay with this." And just like that, the oldest rumor in the Kardashian universe was back. The Khloe and Scott energy that refuses to die.
What's happening?
But I haven't talked to like Kourt or the kids or anything like that yet.
Yeah, would Mason be okay with it?
Well, I don't know. It's not easy being us.
Not easy.
But you
living
look
here.
good. But
So
you
we
always
know.
do. And you haven't been going anywhere, which I like. Me neither.
Regardless, Scott is always going to be family to me, and I don't want to lose any of my family. I want us all to be together and to stick together.
In the viral moment, Khloe is sitting beside Scott, legs crossed, laughing as he leans in and says something under his breath. She pushes his shoulder, calling him annoying with that signature grin, and he grins right back. It's playful, comfortable, too comfortable. But what really set fans off was the look. That split second when Scott gazes at her and smirks, the kind of look people usually reserve for someone they're not supposed to have feelings for. "I swear that look said everything," one TikTok user wrote. "If my sister's ex looked at me like that, I'd move to another country." The clip hit 4.3 million views in under 24 hours. Twitter threads popped up analyzing their body language frame by frame. Fan edits set to songs like "You're the One That I Want" and "Toxic" started flooding timelines. Suddenly, Khloe and Scott weren't just trending, they were headline material again. What made things worse was how the two of them reacted online. Instead of ignoring the buzz, Scott commented under one of Khloe's new selfies. "Still the funniest and hottest person I know." Khloe replied with a laughing emoji, but fans didn't miss a beat. "Scott, we saw the episode, stop playing. This is exactly what Kourtney was talking about." They're either best friends or something way deeper. No in between. Within hours, entertainment blogs like The Shade Room, Page 6, and E! News had reposted the exchange. The captions were all the same. Khloe and Scott's flirty friendship strikes again. But is it crossing the line? And just like that, it felt like deja vu, because this wasn't the first time their chemistry had set off alarms.
If you had the opportunity to meet the perfect girl, what does that look like on paper?
Like, how tall are you?
This guy.
It's happened during interviews, in KUWTK confessionals, and even on vacations when cameras caught them laughing like two people who know each other too well. Fans remember it all, and the whispered jokes, the late night talks, the emotional hugs, moments that could easily be explained away but never fully ignored. "They've always had that spark," said one longtime viewer. "Even when it's innocent, it just feels like there's more there, and that's what makes it uncomfortable." And this time there was a new variable, Kourtney Kardashian, now a wife and mother again, living her most peaceful life with Travis Barker. Watching her sister and her ex trending for their chemistry all over again couldn't have been easy. By the second day, the clip had made its way to Kourtney's feed. Not directly, but through fan tags and viral reposts. And according to one insider, her reaction was exactly what you'd expect. Kourtney saw the clip, she didn't freak out, she just rolled her eyes and said, "Of course they're back at it." But under that calm, everyone could sense it, the tension creeping back in. Because this isn't just about a viral clip or a flirtatious comment, it's about boundaries, old wounds, and a dynamic that refuses to stay buried. Khloe and Scott's connection might be rooted in friendship, but to the world, and especially to Kourtney, it keeps looking like something else.
Your hair looks nice. Is it amber?
Is my hair amber?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
It's called cowboy
I got a
copper.
smoothie if you don't mind.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh my
you already
God.
know what it, thank you.
Holy.
That's a beautiful item you just gave me. Appreciate that.
Wow.
Just like I like it, thank you.
And no matter how many times they explain it away, the chemistry is undeniable and increasingly uncomfortable. It didn't take long for the internet to turn one innocent clip into a full-blown firestorm. Within hours, social media was overflowing with theories, edits, and think pieces dissecting Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick's every movement, every glance, every word. Because when it comes to Kardashian drama, the audience isn't passive, it's investigative. And this time, the verdict was harsh. This isn't funny anymore. It's getting weird. If there's one place where gossip turns forensic, it's TikTok. Creators started slowing down the viral clip, analyzing the tone of Khloe's laugh, the way Scott leaned in, even the micro expression on his face when she teased him. One video with over 6.7 million views titled Khloe and Scott, Just Friends, broke it down frame by frame. Notice how Scott mirrors her body language. That's not platonic, that's subconscious attraction. Another creator added, their chemistry is the kind that's playful until it's not. You can see the emotional history underneath the jokes. It wasn't just speculation anymore, it was emotional anthropology. Even fan pages started comparing clips from older episodes, highlighting how their interactions had shifted from brother-sister energy to something that felt more emotionally charged. Look at how they used to joke versus now, this is different. You can feel the tension. It's not innocent anymore. While TikTok analyzed, Twitter went straight for the jugular. The comments were sharp, unapologetic, and filled with disbelief. Khloe needs to stop playing therapist and start setting boundaries. Scott's always had that thing for the Kardashian women. This is so uncomfortable. Imagine your ex and your sister having this energy on camera. Kourtney's a saint for not throwing hands. And of course, the memes followed. Clips of Travis Barker drumming were edited with captions like, Travis watching Khloe and Scott on screen again. Others use Kourtney's old Kim, there's people that are dying line to mock her potential reaction. Humor aside, the underlying tone was clear. Even fans who adore Khloe and Scott's dynamic were starting to feel uneasy. Reddit, as always, took things further, turning the gossip into an emotional deep dive. On a viral thread titled, Why Does Khloe Keep Enabling Scott?, users debated the psychology behind their friendship. She sees the good in him because she watched him fall apart, one commenter wrote. But that emotional dependency works both ways. He relies on her too much. Another added, it's not romantic, it's trauma bonding. They survived the chaos of Kourtney and Scott together, and now they can't detach. That theory resonated because unlike the flashy tabloid takes, it explained the real undertone behind their chemistry. Not lust, but lingering emotional confusion. Soon, celebrity gossip accounts like Dumois and Pop Ting started posting cryptic stories. One anonymous tip read, a certain reality star's ex and her sister might be closer than they admit, and the wife isn't amused. While names weren't mentioned, everyone knew exactly who they were talking about. Even other influencers weighed in. A relationship coach on Instagram posted, when two people are overly close under the excuse of being family friends, it usually means they're emotionally enmeshed. Not romantic, but definitely not healthy. That post racked up over 100,000 likes, and the comments were filled with fans tagging at Khloe Kardashian. For years, fans defended Khloe and Scott's bond, calling it wholesome, funny, and refreshingly real. But after this, something changed. People started questioning if that friendship had become a comfort zone that neither of them knew how to leave. It's not that they're doing anything wrong, one fan wrote. It's that it feels like they can't exist separately, and that's not friendship anymore, that's attachment. And through all of it, Kourtney Kardashian remained silent. No statement, no comment, but everyone was waiting because when Kourtney doesn't speak, that's usually when she's about to make her move. The online chaos was louder than ever, but behind the screens, the real story was still unfolding. Because as the world obsessed over Khloe and Scott's chemistry, Kourtney was already crafting her quiet, deliberate response. And when she finally acted, it would say more than any post, quote, or interview ever could. To understand why this moment feels so uncomfortable, why the internet can't stop analyzing Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick's chemistry, you have to go back to where it all started. Because this isn't some new flirtation. It's a bond forged through years of chaos, heartbreak, and survival inside one of Hollywood's most scrutinized families. Khloe and Scott didn't just meet through Kourtney, they endured each other, and somehow, through all the madness, became family. But that closeness has always carried one dangerous undertone: emotional dependency that looks and sometimes feels like something more. When Scott first entered the Kardashian orbit in the early 2000s, Khloe couldn't stand him. She was protective of Kourtney, vocal about Scott's toxic behavior, and completely unimpressed by his charm. She called him out constantly, on camera, off camera, in confessionals. She was the only one who didn't fall for his excuses. Scott was reckless, arrogant, and careless, one family friend recalled. Khloe saw right through him, but she also saw his pain, and that's what changed everything. When Scott's wild partying spiraled out of control, Khloe was one of the few who didn't walk away. She saw the brokenness behind the chaos, and instead of condemning him, she tried to understand him. That was the moment the bond began. Through Kourtney and Scott's decade-long on and off relationship, Khloe became the emotional middleman. When Scott relapsed, she was the one calling him. When he lost both his parents, she was the one who showed up with food and silence, not pity. And when Kourtney finally ended things for good, Khloe stayed, not out of romance, but out of loyalty. He lost Kourtney, he lost stability, and Khloe refused to abandon him too, an insider once explained. She felt like he had no one left who truly understood him. That's where things blurred. Because over time, their connection stopped being about family and started being about survival. Two people clinging to each other in the wreckage of what used to be Kourtney and Scott's relationship. To the world, it looked like friendship, but to anyone who's ever formed a trauma bond, it looked familiar. By 2017, fans had started noticing. Khloe and Scott's banter wasn't just funny anymore, it was intimate. They'd finish each other's sentences, give each other pet names, and talk about personal things that even Kourtney found uncomfortable. When one Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode aired, showing Khloe telling Scott, "I'm the only one who still has your back," the internet went wild. People loved their friendship, but they also saw what Kourtney couldn't ignore anymore: the emotional overlap. It wasn't romantic, but it wasn't purely platonic either. Even Kim once joked on camera, "Khloe and Scott need their own couples therapy," and everyone laughed. But the truth underneath wasn't funny at all. For Kourtney Kardashian, watching her sister and her ex form that bond was torture, even if she didn't always admit it. She wasn't jealous in the traditional sense, it was deeper, a feeling of being emotionally erased. It's hard to watch someone you loved for years connect more with your sister than they ever did with you, a source close to Kourtney said. It's not about attraction, it's about emotional betrayal. Kourtney eventually started pulling away. Less filming, fewer family scenes with Scott, and more focus on her own peace. But Khloe and Scott stayed close, and the public loved it until recently, because now, that same bond that once seemed heartwarming is starting to look too close for comfort. Over the last year, especially since Kourtney's marriage to Travis Barker, everything changed. Scott became an outsider. Khloe tried to support him again, but the energy between them started to feel heavier. There's something about their interactions now. Quieter, slower, more emotionally loaded. It's not the fun, chaotic friendship fans remember, it's something else. They've been through so much pain together, said one insider, and sometimes that kind of bond starts to look like love, even when it's not. That's the line they're walking now. A connection built on pain and loyalty that's turned into a public guessing game. The irony? Khloe and Scott probably don't even realize how they look to everyone else. They've spent so long being each other's emotional constant that it just feels normal. But to Kourtney and to millions of fans watching, it's a reminder of everything she had to heal from. And this time, she's not staying silent because Kourtney Kardashian's about to respond, and her message won't be loud, but it will be final. And so the story comes full circle again. Khloe Kardashian and Scott Disick find themselves at the center of a storm they never meant to create, while Kourtney Kardashian watches quietly from a distance, her peace too sacred to trade for drama. Because at this point, it's not about rumors or flirtation or headlines. It's about boundaries, healing, and learning when emotional comfort becomes emotional confusion. For years, Khloe has been the heart of this family and the one who forgives, who defends, who carries everyone else's pain like it's her own. But even hearts like hers have limits. This new wave of chemistry talk forced her to face something uncomfortable, that her kindness might sometimes blur the line between love and responsibility. "I love Scott like family," she said before, but sometimes people read it differently. And that's the truth. Why not every bond needs to be explained. But some bonds do need space because protecting someone else shouldn't come at the cost of your own peace. Scott has always lived between worlds, too close to let go, too distant to belong. He's part of the Kardashian family in every way except the one that matters most, the emotional core. Khloe's loyalty gave him stability. Kourtney's boundaries took it away. Now he's caught between both, trying to figure out who he is without the family that once defined him. Scott's not the villain, one insider said. He's just lost, and when you're lost, you cling to whoever still makes you feel seen. Maybe that's why his connection with Khloe looks so intense. Because for him, it's not romance, it's belonging. Something he's been chasing since the day he lost Kourtney. And then there's Kourtney standing at the center of it all, calm, grounded, detached. For once, she's not reacting and she's observing. Years ago, she would have been furious. Now she's evolved beyond that because real healing doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop letting the chaos define you. She's not jealous, one source close to her shared. She's relieved because she's finally free of the emotional triangle she lived in for years. Her quiet response, a few cryptic posts, a subtle quote about energy and respect, said more than any statement ever could. She's not fighting anymore. She's protecting her peace. And in this family, that's the loudest rebellion there is. Across social media, the opinions are split. As always, and some say Khloe and Scott's friendship is harmless, that their chemistry is just misunderstood loyalty. Others say it's time for both of them to grow up and give Kourtney the space she deserves. They act like trauma-bonded twins, one fan tweeted. It's sweet, but it's time to move on. Kourtney's peace is the real glow up here, another added. And maybe they're both right, because in the end, the Kardashians aren't just a family, they're a mirror. They reflect the messy truth about love, loyalty, and the lines we cross when we confuse comfort for connection. So what's really going on here? It's simple and human. 3 people, all tied together by years of history, still trying to untangle themselves without breaking what's left of their bond. Khloe's learning to let go without guilt. Scott's learning that love isn't ownership. And Kourtney's teaching everyone that peace doesn't need to be proven. It just is. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is step back from what you love most and trust that distance can heal what closeness never could. So now it's your turn, Hush Hush fam. What do you think? Is the chemistry between Khloe and Scott harmless, or is it crossing an emotional line? And did Kourtney handle this the right way by staying silent and grounded instead of getting pulled back into the chaos? Let's talk about it in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the truth behind Hollywood's most complicated hearts. Because here on Hush Hush Fame, we don't just gossip, we dig into the emotions fame tries to hide. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and remember, sometimes chemistry isn't connection. It's a sign it's time to let go. This is Hush Hush Fame.